Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel Battleverse. Today, we're about to witness something extraordinary, something that doesn't just sail on the ocean but completely dominates it. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast naval dockyard, where steel meets the sea and history collides with the future. Towering above you is a machine so immense, so complex, and so powerful that it takes years to design, billions of dollars to build, and thousands of people to operate. This is the United States Navy's brand new aircraft carrier, the crown jewel of its fleet, the ultimate warship that embodies technology, power projection, and global dominance. But what does it really take to launch such a massive beast onto the sea? How does it transform from raw steel into a mobile fortress, a moving airbase, a floating city? That's exactly what we're going to explore in today's journey. As the massive hull rests in dry dock, engineers and shipbuilders work with relentless precision. You can see sparks of welding torches lighting up the night, cranes towering overhead, and modules of steel being fused together like pieces of a giant puzzle. Unlike older ships that were built piece by piece, this carrier is assembled in large prefabricated sections, each one weighing thousands of tons. The sight of these enormous blocks being lifted and placed is like watching titans at work. And slowly, this immense structure begins to resemble the shape of a warship that will soon define the Navy's future. Once completed, the carrier is rolled out for its official launch. Crowds gather, dignitaries attend, and sailors line the deck in crisp uniforms. The energy in the air is electric because this is not just a ship. This is America's ultimate statement on the seas. When the hull finally kisses the water, cheers erupt, and for the first time, this floating city comes alive. It's more than just a naval tradition, it's a moment that symbolizes decades of planning, cutting, edge engineering, and a promise of unmatched naval dominance. From the outside, the sheer scale of this vessel is breathtaking. Over 1,000 feet long, displacing over 100,000 tons, it dwarfs almost anything that floats. The flight deck stretches longer than 3 football fields, a runway at sea designed to handle the Navy's most advanced fighter jets, surveillance planes, and helicopters. Its towering superstructure, also called the island, is slimmer and more stealth-shaped than older carriers, giving it reduced radar visibility and better lines of sight for advanced sensors. The deck is alive with catapult systems, elevators that lift aircraft with ease, and arresting wires designed to bring roaring jets to a halt within seconds. Every part of this exterior isn't just about looks, it's built for war, for power projection, and for efficiency in the most hostile conditions on Earth. But while the outside may intimidate, the inside is a world of its own. Step within and you're walking into a floating city that houses thousands of sailors, officers, engineers, pilots, and support staff. Crew quarters, though compact, are designed for comfort on long deployments. Cafeterias feed thousands daily, gyms keep the crew in shape, and even medical centers rival small hospitals, capable of handling emergencies at sea. Narrow hallways, steep ladders, and endless compartments stretch for miles, making the ship a labyrinth of steel where discipline and training keep order. At the heart of it all lies the nerve center, the command and control rooms where officers monitor operations, give orders, and oversee everything from flight missions to navigation. Life inside isn't glamorous, but it's efficient, and every sailor knows that their role is a cog in the massive machine that keeps this warship at peak performance. Performance is where this carrier truly shines. Powered by next-generation nuclear reactors, it doesn't need refueling for decades. This means it can sail almost indefinitely, limited only by the endurance of its crew and supplies. Unlike older carriers that relied on steam catapults, this one uses the revolutionary electromagnetic aircraft launch system, or EMALS. Instead of brute force steam, EMALS uses controlled electromagnetic energy to launch aircraft with greater precision, less stress on airframes, and the ability to handle heavier and more advanced planes. The result? Faster launches, quicker turnaround times, and the ability to keep squadrons in the air more efficiently than ever before. The ship also employs advanced arresting gear, ensuring smooth recoveries for incoming aircraft, even those with unconventional designs. And with speeds exceeding 30 knots, this massive city can keep pace with the destroyers and cruisers that protect it, ensuring the carrier strike group moves as one unified force. Of course, safety is paramount. The Navy knows that a vessel of this size is a prime target, and that's why it's layered with defenses. Fire suppression systems snake through its corridors, ready to flood compartments and choke out flames in seconds. Compartmentalization means if one section of the ship is damaged, it can be sealed off, allowing the rest of the vessel to continue fighting. Nuclear reactors are shielded with multiple layers of containment, ensuring crew safety even in the worst-case scenarios. And above deck, defensive systems form a protective shield close-in weapon systems that can shred incoming missiles, electronic warfare suites that jam enemy sensors, and radars that scan the skies for hundreds of miles. Submarine threats are countered with sonar and torpedoes, while air threats are neutralized long before they get close. This is not just a floating airbase, it's a fortress bristling with defenses. What makes this carrier unique, though, are its selling points that push it beyond anything that came before. Its endurance is unmatched, able to stay deployed for years without fuel stops. Its efficiency in launching and recovering aircraft with EMALs means higher sortie rates, more planes in the sky at any given time, giving it a constant edge in combat. Its flexibility ensures that it's not just locked to today's weapons but adaptable for tomorrow's. Modular design allows it to integrate drones, hypersonic systems, and even directed energy weapons in the future. This makes the carrier not just a weapon of the present, but a platform for decades of technological evolution, ensuring it stays relevant in a rapidly changing battlefield. Of course, all this comes with a cost. The price tag for such a supercarrier is staggering, often estimated at between $13 and $15 billion per unit, not counting the billions more for the aircraft it carries. To put that into perspective, a single carrier costs more than the GDP of some countries. But to the United States, this cost is seen as the price of global leadership. For a nation that relies on control of the seas for trade, security, and influence, these carriers are more than warships. They're strategic investments, symbols of national power, and tools of diplomacy backed by unmatched firepower. When the carrier sails out to join the fleet, escorted by destroyers, cruisers, submarines, and supply ships, it becomes the centerpiece of what is known as a carrier strike group. This isn't just one ship, it's an entire armada built around the carrier's power. Together, they can project strength anywhere on the globe, respond to crises, deliver humanitarian aid, or enforce naval blockades. Whether it's launching airstrikes, providing disaster relief, or simply showing the flag in contested waters, the presence of such a group sends a clear message. The United States is here, and it is watching. The psychological impact of such a vessel cannot be overstated. For allies, it's reassurance; for rivals, it's a warning. When this massive ship arrives on the horizon, it changes the calculus of any conflict. It's a deterrent as much as it is a weapon, and that dual role makes it one of the most powerful tools in America's arsenal. But beyond the politics and the strategy, there's a human side to this story too. Thousands of sailors live and work aboard, far from home, enduring long deployments, rough seas, and the constant challenges of military life. Their dedication keeps this enormous war machine running. Every bolt tightened, every jet launched, every radar sweep, it all comes down to their skill, discipline, and sacrifice. In many ways, the true power of the carrier isn't just in its steel or its technology, but in the men and women who bring it to life. As the sun sets on the horizon and the deck lights up with glowing signals, jets roar off into the night sky, one after another, showcasing the endless rhythm of operations. This is what it means to launch an aircraft carrier into the fleet. It's not just about steel and engines, but about creating a symbol of power that sails the oceans, projecting influence far beyond its physical presence. And as we conclude this journey, one thing becomes clear: the brand new aircraft carrier of the U.S. Navy is not just a ship, it's a future-proof fortress, a moving symbol of American resolve, and a reminder that in the ever-changing landscape of global security, sea power still reigns supreme. This carrier is more than a weapon, it's a promise, a declaration that wherever the oceans stretch, the United States has the means to protect its interests and defend its allies. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the heart of naval power. If you enjoyed this cinematic look at how the U. Navy launches its latest marvel onto the seas. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss more epic explorations here on Battleverse. Until next time, keep your eyes on the horizon, because the seas always hold stories waiting to be told.